Milky Way story begins. I never intended to stand against an empire that ruled 47 star systems. And I definitely never intended to defy the only being the galaxy feared more than war itself, the alien vampire queen, Xyrathis the Eternal. But fate doesn't send warnings. Just pushes you through a door and locks it behind you. And so, on the bloodlit world of Nyxeris, surrounded by guards with eyes like dying stars, I heard the queen snarl a command that shook the floor beneath my feet. Human, kneel. And I did the one thing no creature in the galaxy had ever done. I didn't move. I didn't bow. I stood my ground. But that moment didn't begin there. It began days before, far from her throne room of shadows. Beginning the summons. My name is Elias Ward, just a mechanic from the outer colonies, a nobody among the powerful, but good at one thing: solving problems others thought impossible. A week before my confrontation with the Queen, I had been aboard the freighter Aurora Dawn, repairing a faulty engine coil, when an Imperial dreadnought appeared out of nowhere. Black metal hull. Crimson insignia of fangs encircling a star. It was unmistakable. The vampiric dominion of Nyxeris had found me. A booming voice echoed across the Dawn's communications channel. Elias Ward. You are commanded by Her Eternal Majesty to present yourself on Nyxeris within 72 hours. Do not resist. Do not flee. I stared at the message, confused and mildly terrified. Me? Why me? I hadn't angered anyone important. I hadn't even left a parking ticket unpaid. But you don't ignore a summons like that. Even captains of battleships trembled when the Queen's name was spoken. So I went. A shuttle collected me. Guards escorted me through silent, cold corridors of obsidian metal. The air tasted faintly of iron, rumored to be her influence on the atmosphere. And finally I reached Nyxeris, capital of the Dominion. The city of eternal night. Nyxeris wasn't a dark world. It was a beautiful one. Towering citadels carved from black crystal, glowing rivers of crimson light, and skies that shimmered like twilight trapped forever between day and night. But the people, they were pale, elegant, and moved with an eerie quietness. They watched me as though sensing my heartbeat, my breath, my very life. As though tasting it. I was brought directly to the Queen's palace, its entrance guarded by colossal statues of winged creatures, half humanoid, half nightmare. Inside, I was guided through an endless corridor before the guards stopped at a pair of massive doors. Enter, one said with no emotion. The doors opened on their own. And there she stood. The first meeting. Queen Xyrathis the Eternal. Graceful. Ageless. Her skin was moon-pale, her eyes glowing crimson. Her long dark cloak trailed behind her like living smoke, shifting with every breath she took. She looked at me as though she were evaluating a piece of art. Or prey. Elias Ward, she spoke softly, but her voice echoed like thunder. You may approach. I took a careful step forward. Her lips curled slightly. You fear me. But fear keeps the galaxy in order. I'm here because you summoned me, I said, trying to keep my voice calm. Indeed. She circled me once, slow and predatory. My empire faces a problem. One only you can solve. Me. Blinked. I'm just an engineer. Her eyes gleamed. Exactly. She gestured toward a massive machine. Ancient, humming, glowing with shifting symbols. This relic is the Sanguinari's core. It powers my entire dominion. It predates even me. What's wrong with it? It is dying. So that was it. You will repair it, she said. And in return, I will grant you wealth beyond mortal comprehension. And if I refuse? Ask before thinking. She smiled. The temperature dropped instantly. then you will never leave this palace alive. But so refusing wasn't really an option. But even then, I had no idea what choosing to help her would bring. Middle, the core and the truth. The core was unlike anything I had ever seen. Technology mixed with arcane energy. Machinery fused with organic components. It pulsed like a beating heart. Dying, slowing, fading. Days passed as I studied it. And all the while the Queen watched. Sometimes from the shadows. Sometimes from her balcony above. Sometimes standing silently behind me. Close enough that the air chilled. Should have terrified me. But strangely it didn't. Not after the first day. Because something about her eyes wasn't cruelty. It was desperation. One night, as I was running diagnostics, she finally spoke the truth. If the core dies, my people die. I looked at her. This was the first time she'd shown anything resembling vulnerability. All of them. Yes. All, she whispered. Including me. That changed everything. This wasn't about power. This wasn't about dominance. This was about survival. You will fix it, she said softly, almost pleading. I'll do everything I can, I replied. Her eyes softened just slightly. But there was something else too. Curiosity. Respect. A spark she didn't show to anyone else. In the palace hallways, guards whispered that no one had ever spoken to her without trembling. No one had ever met her gaze. No one had ever responded to her commands with calm defiance. And somehow, she liked that. The failure. After days of effort, I reached a grim conclusion. The core can't be repaired, I told her. Her expression froze. It must be replaced. Silence. Absolute crushing silence. Replaced, she whispered. With what? With something new. Something built to mimic its functions but free of its decay. No one has ever dared modify the core. Well, I'm daring. Her eyes widened just slightly. You defy millennia of tradition, she said. I'm not defying tradition, I corrected gently. I'm defying death. And for a moment, one single heartbeat, she looked almost human. The confrontation. We rebuilt the core over 3 days. The new matrix hummed with energy, glowing bright enough to illuminate the entire chamber. But ancient systems resist change. The core trembled violently. Guards rushed in. Your Majesty, it's destabilizing. The Queen raised her hand. Stay back. The room shook. Power crackled. Symbols burned crimson in the air. Elias, she shouted. Shut it down. No, I yelled back. Trust me. Her eyes widened, not in anger but in shock. No one had ever told her to trust them. The blast of energy surged. I slammed a stabilizer into place. The core screamed like a dying star, then fell silent. A soft hum filled the room. Stable. Alive. Renewed. The Queen stared at the core. Then at me. You succeeded, she whispered. But before she could say more, a guard burst into the chamber. Your Majesty. According to tradition, he must kneel. No one may defy you. No one may stand before the Eternal. Saraxis turned toward me slowly. Elias Ward, she said. You have saved my people. But the old laws demand your submission. The guard stepped forward. Kneel, human. I looked directly into the Queen's eyes. She expected fear. She expected obedience. Instead, I stood tall and said firmly, No. Gasps filled the chamber. Guards reached for weapons. Power swirled around the Queen like a storm. She took one step toward me. Human, she said in a low voice. Do you understand what refusing me means? I understand, I answered, that I didn't come here to kneel. I came here to help you. Her breath caught. And I won't bend, not now, not ever, because you don't need a servant. Pause. You need someone who sees you as more than a throne. The room fell silent. And then, the impossible happened. The Queen smiled. A real smile. Warm. Grateful. Guards, she said quietly. Leave us. They obeyed. When the doors shut, she stepped closer. So close her voice was barely a whisper. You saved my life. You saved my empire. Her crimson eyes met mine. And you refused to bow. Not out of arrogance, but truth. She touched the core gently, feeling its new rhythm. Elias Ward, she said, you will never kneel before me. She looked at me with a strange mixture of awe and something deeper. Instead, you will stand at my side, ending a new dawn. In the days that followed, the Dominion changed. The Queen changed. She abolished the ancient law of forced submission. She appointed me as her advisor, the only non-Nixarian ever to hold rank in her empire. Rumors spread across the galaxy. The Eternal Queen had found someone who could defy her. Alive. Someone she trusted. Someone she listened to. And some whispered. Someone she cared for. But that part, only time will reveal. As the core pulsed strong and steady, she stood beside me, cloak flowing like liquid night. You never bowed, she said softly. I never needed to, I replied. She laughed, a sound the galaxy had not heard in centuries. Then stand with me, Elias Ward, she said. Not beneath me, not above me, with me. And so I did. The human who refused to kneel became the man the Vampire Queen chose to stand at her side.